What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Lockdown Coverage. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Daniel. Today I'm going to be specifically discussing the Miami Dolphins. I currently think the Dolphins are the biggest winners in free agency. This video is kind of going to be all over the place about the Miami Dolphins because there isn't any big news since their day 1 and day 2 signings. They, for the most part, signed most of the players that they have signed during free agency during day 1 and day 2. But I think they improved the most. They got as many players as they could. Chris Grier, general manager for the Miami Dolphins, did not hesitate to spend the money he needed to get the players he needed to get, aka Kyle Van Noy, aka pass rushers Carl Lawson and Emmanuel Ogbah, and the stud of the free agent class, Byron Jones, to pair up with Xavier Howard. Now I think the Dolphins are set on defense for the most part. I still think that they need defensive tackles and defensive ends, more depth, especially a defensive tackle. I think they need a star player there. I don't know if Devon Godshaw. I hope Christian Wilkins could turn into that player that we drafted at 13. He's only 1 year removed from being the 13th overall pick, so hopefully he could develop. But there's been a lot of speculations as well to if it's worth it or if we should. It's known, first of all, that the Miami Dolphins are in love with Joe Burrow. When I say in love, I don't know how in love. Is it marriage material? Do you think that you could be married to him for his whole career, for 15 years? More or less, that's what I would be looking at. If Chris Grier, if Brian Flores actually think that, then I wouldn't be surprised if we do trade. I don't know. I think the 3 first-round picks we have this year, trading to 5 spots. That's all you're trading, from 5 to 1 to get Joe Burrow. I don't know how much Cincinnati actually loves him. I don't know if it's a smokescreen. You guys know that the NFL draft, especially with teams, they give out fake information 24/7. You don't know what's real or what's fake nowadays with NFL news or NFL draft news especially. So I would be surprised if the Dolphins actually trade all 3 first-round picks and they get Joe Burrow. Maybe a 1 from next year because we have 2 first-round picks accumulated. Maybe a late second for next year. I don't want to trade all 3 first-round picks for Joe Burrow. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to be clear on. I think draft, we're still in the same scenario. I think we still need offensive tackles and interior offensive line depth. Maybe a center, especially if we don't have a center right now. Even though we did get the center from the New England Patriots. I'm blanking on his name. Ted Karras, Ted something. But he's more of a stopgap. We signed him to a 1-year, $4 million deal, if I'm not mistaken. He played 15 games. Hopefully he could develop into a starting center. We signed him to a long-term extension. But our draft strategy, I would anticipate to be the same. Whether it's us drafting a quarterback, trading up to get Joe Burrow, which I hope we don't because we accumulated all these draft assets because we had so many needs on the team. I would rather have 3 first-round picks than Joe Burrow. That's just my opinion, though. I would rather have Tua and 2 first-round picks than Joe Burrow as well. If we could get Tua at 5, then by all means, do not trade for Joe Burrow. Tua, even though he's injured, even though now that player or teams can't go to his pro day because he got canceled, Tua is going to be sending out his workout video to all 32 teams or all the teams that are interested in getting him in the draft, I'm assuming. So if he's healthy, you draft Tua at 5, you trade one of your first-round picks to get Tua at 3. That's worst-case scenario. But now that the Lions lost Darius Slay to the Eagles for a trade, I wouldn't be surprised if they get Jeffrey Okudah, the cornerback from Ohio State, with that 3rd pick. Wouldn't be surprising at all. And then, I don't know, I feel like Tua could slip to 5. I wouldn't be surprised if he does now, especially with the way things have unfolded in free agency. I think the Giants still need a linebacker or offensive lineman. I don't think they'll trade out of that spot unless the Chargers are really the only team I see trading in front of the Dolphins specifically to get Tua. So I think we get Tua. I think we need offensive line help. I wouldn't be surprised if we get 2 offensive linemen with pick 18 and 26. Wouldn't be surprising at all. But the Dolphins offseason is shaping out to be interesting. We got a whole bunch of free agents that are leaders, that are special teams leaders, that can play several positions. Kyle Van Noy is a stud. He had the best year under Brian Flores when he was the defensive coordinator for the Patriots. I love what the Dolphins are doing personally. I think we're finally headed in the right direction. We got players, even though we signed to a little bit more than what I think they would be worth, we still got needs, we still got depth, and it doesn't mess up our cap situation within the next few years, because if these rookies, let's say that we get from this year and 2021 end up being really good and we need to sign them to extensions, and we can't afford the players that we just got in free agency, or if they're studs and we keep them, we could do either or. But if they aren't good and they're not living up to their contract expectations, they would be done. Eric Flowers, only a 3-year deal. Shaq Lawson, only a 3-year deal. We only paid the one player, I think, Kyle Van Noy and Byron Jones to 4- and 5-year deals, because we know that they're established and really good in the league already. They've showed, they put on tape more or less what they could do. So I would be surprised if we keep them, and I'm saying for the Shaq Lawsons and Eric Flowers of the world, and they're not playing well, but we're gonna have cap. We're set in a perfect situation. That's Dolphins updates that I have. If you guys like this video, please make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm gonna keep doing Dolphin stuff. Hopefully the draft doesn't get canceled because of this coronavirus. Hopefully they end up having it. If there's any news to be covered, I'm gonna get it to you guys. So thanks a lot.